Nigerians should be more happier that the borders will be more safer now than before, and efforts will be done to make sure there are no counter-crossing across our borders. And all persons who are in our country, who are non-Nigerians, we must monitor to see what they are doing benefits this country.
At the meeting held behind closed doors, President Muhammadu Buhari also tasked the Controller General to ensure that the entry into and departure from Nigeria are effectively controlled, while non-Nigerians in the country are properly monitored.
As you are aware, each person enters Nigeria with a condition, whether to do a business or to establish a business, but not to take the business of Nigerians. So Mr. President has tasked us to make sure we looked at this issue deeply, to make sure that Nigerian labor is protected, Nigerian economy is protected, not taken away by foreigners who just come to do business and take away the money, not investing. We will do our best to keep Nigeria safer by effective border management and control, and after entry control, so that we can control those who enter our territory without doing something else which they have not agreed to do when they applied for visas.
Muhammad Babandede made a strong case for Nigerians to be more patriotic and resist the temptation of protecting foreigners indulging in retail businesses in the country, which he described as an economic crime. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The ongoing constitutional amendment process by the National Assembly hopes to achieve, among others, financial autonomy for local governments for good governance. The Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Ahmed Idris Wase, gave this pointer while receiving draft bills from youth leaders of registered political parties. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The bills forwarded to the House Constitution Review Committee seek the creation of more room in the political space for young people at the local council level. This advocacy involving youth from registered political parties is using International Republican Institute as a vehicle to pass the message and mobilize support.
We are looking at local governance because we feel that is the incubation ground. That should provide us like the template for training, for mentorship, and then from there the young people can grow up the ladder.
But like I always say, how well they do when they become leaders depends on how well they were trained when they were following. And the best way to train them is to give them leadership opportunities when you are still there to guide them.
The Deputy Speaker, in assuring the delegation of the present administration's commitments to reforms at that level of government, says it is already in motion.
You are helping us as a government on our key determinant areas as to what we want to give to Nigerians, what Mr. President wants to leave as part of his legacy. You remember the intervention he made as regards to the autonomy of the judiciary, the financial independence of the local government, and then what you are adding now is the secured tenure of local government. So you are invariably intending with what the policy of the present administration are trying to do in terms of the key focal points in giving good governance at that level.
He urged all stakeholders to be involved for desired progress as the local government here, which is closest to the people. Lami Ali, NTA News.
In Nigeria are meeting in Abuja for talks on how best to reposition women for effective role in national development. The event is the Federation of Muslim Women Association of Nigeria Foreman 36th Annual National Conference. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports.
This performance describes who the woman is in the society. These women, most of them mothers, professionals, leaders from different parts of the country, convened under the auspices of the Federation of Muslim Women, advocating inclusiveness in all aspects of development post-COVID-19 era.
This requires government at all levels to articulate an education crisis response plan that will sustain education access to millions of children in schools without necessarily compromising their safety and security.
We're trying to, re-energize them and show them the way how to regain themselves. Yes.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, UN Deputy Secretary General Amina Muhammad, among other keynote speakers at the conference, encapsulated women as builders and the foundation of society, urging them not to give up on the country despite the challenges.
Don't rest on your oars. You are the mothers. You are the first teachers of any human being born.
The COVID-19 pandemic has intensified and amplified many pre-existing inequalities in our society. We must tackle this head-on by taking the opportunity to relaunch our development policies in ways that enable us to build a more inclusive, democratic and just society.
Interdependent, and that we cannot afford to leave anyone behind.
And, as women, what we can do is actually to pray and encourage each other to live in peace.
This conference is the 36th in the series. In Abuja, Salwa Kalala Ibrahim, NTA News.
Niger state government has received a total number of 90 pupils, including some of their teachers abducted from Salihu Tanko Islamia, as well as 2 others from the community in Rafi, local government area of Niger State. Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, who received the returnees, confirmed the death of one of the pupils, while 4 others that are in critical conditions will be under close supervision of medical personnel at the state healthcare facility in Mina, the Niger State capital. Hussaina Musa has the details.
The state government has confirmed that a total number of 91 pupils, including their teachers, were kidnapped on 30th of May this year at the Salihu Tanko Islamia Tegina in Rafi local government area of Niger State. Sadly, one of the pupils, who spent 88 days in captivity, reportedly lost his life due to harsh conditions in the forest. Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, who disclosed that the state government, in collaboration with security personnel, devised measures to secure the release of the returnees, reiterates its resolve to bring to an end banditry in the state.
They arrived in and since then the medical officials have been attending to them to ensure their health status. In total, 91 children were kidnapped, and we have received 90. Alongside, there were 2 other abducted people whom have been released as well. And these have made even parents think twice before they send their children to school. However, we will do whatever it takes to bring them to justice. We have put in place all necessary measures to hunt down and prosecute those involved in this heinous act.
This incident should not discourage us. If we allow it to discourage us, then what is the fate of the children?
The government have contributed, individuals have contributed. The Muslims, it's an Islamic school. The Muslims, the imams have contributed. The pastors has contributed.
The state government says the freed pupils will be officially reunited with their parents and loved ones at the Salihu Tanko Islamia premises, Tagina. In Mina, Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
32 more students of Bethel Baptist Secondary School, Kaduna, have regained freedom from bandits' captivity. Kaduna State Con Chairman, Reverend Joseph John Hayab, who confirmed the release, says the students have been reunited with their families. Haruna Mohammed reports that the remaining 31 are expected to be released soon.
For the first time, they increased the number that they are releasing by giving us 32. 32 is better than the 28, 32 is better than the 15, and even the numbers that escape. So many parents have happily rejoined with their children. The only sad thing is that there are parents who have more than one child in the camp, and some of the children are still with the bandits.
With 2 batches earlier released, a total of 90 out of the 131 students of Bethel Baptist Secondary School kidnapped by bandits about 2 months ago have now regained freedom from captivity and reunited with their families.
Something Nigerians may not know is that this banditry had cost these children something. The fact is that the entire final set have lost a whole calendar year. They didn't write NECO, unless if NECO is going to do another special exam for us in the next 2 months. WAEC has started, and many of them are not still back because those who suppose you cannot carry 5 or 10 students to go and write WAEC while their friends and colleagues are still with the bandit. So all of them have lost.
In the meantime, efforts have been intensified to secure the release of the remaining students from their captors. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Take a break here. Panorama continues in just a moment. Stay with us.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back to Panorama. Members of All Progressives Congress APC in Enugu State have been charged to embrace peace and unity in the interests of the party and the nation. Key players in the party made this call during an interactive session with APC stakeholders in the state, organized by the Party World Congress Appeal Committee Enugu State in Enugu. Dominica Onya has the details.
Speaking at the event, the former Senate President, Senator Ken Nnamani, commended the State Executive Committee led by Chikwado Chukwueze for its determination to succeed. However, he reminded them that the joy of being in a political party is to be in power. He therefore urged the members to buckle up so as to take over power in the state come 2023.
I thank you people for the type of discipline you have shown them here. Due respect to the panel that is before us here. If we keep it up like this, I don't know what will be our limits.
Earlier in his remarks, the chairman of the Appeal Committee, Mr. Bernard Miko, explained that the interactive session was born out of the desire of the party's national body and its Committee on World Congress Appeal to address the grievances which arose from the July 31st World Congresses. According to him, the national body of the party is concerned about the crisis which struck the Enugu State chapter of the party recently. He appealed to the party members to shun divisions as they cannot remain in opposition in the state.
We are not going to exclude anybody. The more, the merrier. Because all their votes count for us to face the challenges ahead of us.
Others who spoke at the event bared their minds while commending the committee for its intervention and pleaded for it to temper justice with mercy in dealing with their erring members. The 5-member APC World Congress Appeal Committee for Enugu State has Mr. Bernard Miko as its chairman. Others are Baba Gana Jimmy as the secretary, Mr. Emmanuel Wodu, Mike Ugu, and Ajia Miriam Ikulu as members. In Enugu, Dominica Onya, NTA News.
Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mohammed Sambo Nanono, says the federal government, through its ministry and the Anchor Borrowers Program of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has reduced by 22% the money lost to importation of oil palm for local consumption as well as industrial use. He was speaking at a capacity building workshop organized for oil palm farmers. Chinenwoye now reports.
Oil palm is a perennial crop which serves as a raw material for pharmaceutical industries, biomass and biodiesel. However, with the discovery of oil, attention shifted from agriculture. And while many looked forward to crude oil as the economic backbone of the nation, a barrel of palm oil is more expensive than a barrel of crude oil. Nigeria began to lose about $500 million every year importing palm oil for local production. The federal government is, however, bridging this gap with its many intervention programs, which has reduced the money lost to importation of palm oil by 22%. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, represented, said the workshop for oil palm farmers, however, became necessary to build their capacities on nursery and field establishment, harvesting and marketing, among others.
This administration is, poised to diversify the economy from so dependent on oil to non-oil sector. Oil palm played a very major role in the economy of this nation.
Key players in the agricultural sector at the event believe that with the laid down strategies for the realization of the objectives of the oil palm value chain, which included production and distribution of improved Tenera oil palm sprouted nuts for raising matured seedlings, and promoting the use of motorized harvester, Nigeria will bounce back to its global position as one of the countries with the largest oil palm production.
But naturally, oil palm grows here. We don't need to do much work. Just know the techniques, have new knowledge. And therefore has done a lot of research.
Because we have decided on our own as a country to go back to agriculture. And oil palm production being one of the value chain crops that is doing well in the eastern region, we've gone back to what we know how to do.
Lack of funding, access to improved oil palm seedlings and improved milling systems were, however, named by resource persons as some factors that could affect palm oil production. In Enugu, Chinenwoye, NTA News.
And now to COVID-19 update. 618 new cases have been recorded in Nigeria, with Lagos having the highest number of 312, Akwa Ibom 89, Edo 71, Rivers 47, Ekiti and Plateau tie at 20 each, while Delta has 15 cases, Kwara 13, FCT 11, Osun 8, Oyo 4, while Ogun and Benue tie at 3 each, same for Gombe and Kaduna at 1 case each, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 190,333, with 169,815 discharged and 2,308 deaths. This update, however, includes deaths reported in Lagos State on the 25th of August 2021, while 5 states of Abia, Nasarawa, Edo, Sokoto, and Zamfara have 0 cases reported. With the receipt of over 18,000 Moderna and AstraZeneca vaccines, the second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination has been formally kicked off in Enugu State. Deputy Governor Cecilia Ezilo kicked off the exercise with a call on residents to embrace vaccination to stay safe from COVID-19. Susan Eze has the report.
As announced by the State Executive Secretary of the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. George Ugu, Enugu State has successfully completed the first phase of the COVID vaccination and has received for the second phase 5,012 doses of Moderna vaccine, expecting additional 60,000 doses. The state, he said, also received 13,416 doses of AstraZeneca vaccine, admitting that the state government has been supportive with the installation of the needed cold chain equipment, accessories, and logistics to ensure 24-hourly power supply. Dr. Ugu and other key players in the COVID-19 response team enjoined residents to get vaccinated while still maintaining the non-pharmaceutical measures.
We are therefore using this opportunity, this auspicious opportunity, to appeal to our citizens in Enugu State to embrace the process of protection and prevention of COVID-19 vaccination.
And we're encouraging those of us who took the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine to make sure that you use the opportunity to take your second dose.
Deputy Governor Cecilia Ezilo, who had been vaccinated in the first phase, along with the state governor, assured residents of the safety of the vaccines.
I urge Indian people to take this vaccination seriously. It gives us life.
1,200 health workers have so far been trained to carry out the second phase of the COVID-19 vaccination in the state. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
And that report forms our background for discussion on Panorama today. And with me in the studio to expand the discourse is Dr. George Ugu, Executive Secretary, Enugu State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Sir, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you.
All right, let's start with the statistics. What's the state of COVID-19 vaccination in Enugu State at the moment?
Yes, here in Enugu State, we have been at the forefront of doing it the right way in terms of prevention of COVID-19. We finished the first phase, and we were one of the few states that completed our target. We received 65,410 doses of AstraZeneca in that first phase. That was flagged off by His Excellency His Excellency, our governor, who enjoined the state to accept the vaccines. And we completed our target, making 100% coverage of that first phase. Now, on Thursday, the 26th of August, Enugu State again received and flagged off and rolled out the second phase of vaccination. And that is what we are doing. And the state has been very supportive. We have a healthcare-loving governor who follows us step by step in all that we're doing. And currently, we've started this second phase of vaccination, and it's going on successfully.
Okay, Doc. We are aware that you received a massive quantity of COVID-19 vaccination lately. Do you have the storage capacity to preserve these vaccines?
Yes, we're working hand in hand with our National Primary Care Development Agency, our state government, and partners. We, first of all, installed a special ultra-cold chain equipment that keeps Moderna vaccine at the appropriate temperature, which is very low, and we ensure that there is constant electricity supply to that source of vaccine, supporting our sources with inverters and with standby generators to ensure that there is no gap at all in the preservation.
Okay, now that the vaccines are here, how is vaccination going?
It is going well. We've distributed the vaccines because as we're keeping the vaccine in the right temperatures at the state level, we're also using the solar drive refrigerators in the various local government to keep it at the proper temperature.
Okay.
We have spread it out and it is going on well.
Thank you so much, Dr. George. That's the much we can take on this discussion.
Thank you very
so much for your time. Okay, I've been speaking with Dr. George Ugu, Executive Secretary, Enugu State Primary Healthcare Development Agency. Let's now join Olumide Oguntola for the latest on sports update.
Nigeria's World and Paralympic Games record holder in the women minus 61 kg para-powerlifting event, Lucy Ejike, was on Saturday pushed 2 steps down to settle for bronze at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. In squash, stakeholders continue to react to the World Squash Coaching course held in Lagos, where some Nigerian coaches were taking through World Squash Level 2 and 3 courses.
I want to see the players play at a higher technical level to play better.
The next time we go to the World Team Championships, we will get to just outside the first 10.
In another news, Team Akwa Ibom's Edidion Gumofia has set a new national record in men's 67 kg clean and jack category with a combined lift of 465 kg at the ongoing Champion of Champions National Weightlifting Championship tagged Ibom 2021.
The purpose of this competition is well achieved. I believe that Lawrence Ikwebon will build on this foundation. So let's have more of this.
In grassroots football, Nigeria's only individual Olympic gold medalist, Chioma Ajua, in collaboration with another ex-international, Amarachi Eze, have created a platform for young footballers in Lagos to realize their dreams in the game of football.
We are trying to make Nigeria a better place. Help these ones, take them off the street, take them off crime.
The motive is just to help them get better in their career.
Similarly, efforts are on in Kaduna State to discover football players for the country's national teams. The organizers of a scouting program promise to properly monitor the young footballers through to stardom.
To mop those students from the street and give them a better life. I have some partner from Europe come in Nigeria to choose the best player of Siom FC.
In the English Premier League, 3 actions continue Saturday as Manchester City host Arsenal. Norwich City will lock arms with Leicester City, while Chelsea will be the guest of Liverpool, among other matches. With sports updates, Olumide Kontola, NTA News.
Panorama from the NTA Nugu Network Center. We thank you so much for being part of it. Remember to join the NTA as we stand against rape and rapists. To have a lovely weekend.
If you want to talk about rights, there are obligations. I'm not saying that this government is a saint, very far from it. But there are things that we can do to make it better, and that's the challenge I'm throwing to you. You don't want to build this nation? I don't know where else you want to go. If I had a choice, I'll come back. When I stand outside and I hear what you have to say about this country that I know that I can die for as one, then I'm really sad because you're young. You have education. You have tools. You have a huge future ahead of you. And you're condemning yourself before you started on that journey. So please don't do that. Please don't.
Hello and welcome. It's time for another interesting package of
Everything Music.
This is Talking Movies.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder. No!
Stop it!
Welcoming you to your weekend for today.
It's time to use our voice.
Beyond 6 packs.
Bills.
Can you pay my bills? Keep paying my telephone bills. Please pay my automobiles. If you did, then maybe we could chill.
Welcome to Gallery.
Me and my parties.
London for what? London for medicine.
Medicine for what?
Medicine for coffee.
Are you sickness?
To our illness. Welcome to Gist Zone.
All right, my name is the Eselucien Wego One. Ona nyokoko nyonyo.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hello, and nice to have you join us on the show Conversation. My name is Elizabeth, and I always want to ask, how are you? It is a very important question for me, and I want to believe that a lot of people are saying, okay, yes, well, I'm fine. And if you are truly fine, have you had breakfast? Very important. I was told some time ago that you eat light in the morning and eat heavy in the afternoon. Growing up again, I found out that a lot of those things are a bit confusing. They say you should eat real big for breakfast because that's like breaking your fast after one full day. If you don't eat well, doctors say you begin to take your food as medicine rather than, as something you get to enjoy. Why am I speaking on food? That's our thrust for today. Healthy eating. A lot of people have derailed. A lot of families have derailed. I recall growing up again, dinner time will always be 7 p.m. and everybody sits around. How much of that is happening? Well, we'll be munching on all of that and, of course, providing answers to certain questions, especially how to eat right. We'll be doing that in a very conversational manner, and I have lovely people with me in the house.
Hi everyone, I'm Linet Ikwen and it's always a delight to be here.
Are you?
Good morning everybody, my name is Ziwande Oluwajobi, I'm happy to be here.
This Cameroonian capital. Well done. I don't need to ask, you're all radiating, so you possibly eat well. What did you have for breakfast?
Just fruits.
Fruits?
Yes.
Wow, it shows on your skin.
Oh,
have you had breakfast?
Yes, I have.
What did you have?
Coffee and bread.
Coffee and bread. What did I have? Everything here. I still have them. It's still breakfast, yes. All right, so a lot of people do a lot of things in the name of watching weight, and that's part of what is killing us, especially the women. We think, okay, we're a little too big, we're a little too small, we're a little too middle, whatever it is, and we go into things that eventually affect our healthy lifestyle. Dairo and Ada, again, took time to package some of the benefits and, not too good sides of the weight management fads going on. Let's see it.
In today's world, there are several ways of eating, both ancient and modern. People take to them for several reasons, some superficial, cultural, religious, medical, just to name a few. Some promise immediate weight loss, while others promise longer-lasting effects. Whichever form you choose, these diets work differently for everyone.
The Paleolithic diet, or the paleo diet as it is commonly known, highlights the importance of whole foods but does not permit dairy or grains. It is a natural way of eating and it bans almost all sugar, the only sugar allowed coming from fruits. Health benefits include weight loss, low cholesterol, and low blood pressure. However, a disadvantage of this diet is that it completely removes grains, dairy, and legumes from your food regimen, which are healthy and nutritious. Veganism excludes all animal products. The removal of processed meats by focusing entirely on a plant-based diet can cause weight loss due to a lower calorie intake and can also reduce the risk of several diseases. The downside, a vegan nutrition completely cancels animal food out of your diet, which can result in the lack of several nutrients such as iron, calcium, vitamins, especially vitamin B12, fatty acids, and many more. A low-carb diet strictly limits your carbohydrate intake and pushes your body to use fat for energy. It aids weight loss by decreasing your appetite and making you feel less hungry. Additionally, they also improve your blood pressure, cholesterol levels, blood sugar levels, insulin levels, and so forth. A drawback, low-carb diets may not be appropriate for everyone. Some people feel great on them, while others feel terrible. It may also cause an increase in bad LDL cholesterol, and in extremely rare cases, can cause a serious disorder called non-diabetic ketoacidosis. The Atkins diet is the most well-known low-carb weight loss diet. Its supporters insist that you can lose weight by eating as much protein and fat as you like, as long as you avoid carbs. The main reason why low-carb diets are so efficient in weight loss is that they diminish your appetite. This causes you to eat fewer calories without having to think about it. It also reduces major health risk factors, but as with other very low-carb diets, the Atkins diet may cause problems in rare cases. The ketogenic or keto diet is pretty much like the Atkins one, low in carbs and high in fat, as it was originally used to help reduce seizures in epileptic children. Ketosis is a metabolic state in which your body uses fat for energy instead of carbohydrates. This type of diet forces your body into this state by limiting your carbohydrate consumption from 20 to 50 grams per day. Those calories are replaced with healthy fats from oil, nuts, fish, eggs, and meats. Benefits include weight loss by overall calorie reduction and has been linked to a reduced risk of heart disease and some types of cancers. However, a low carbohydrate intake can lead to lower energy, flu-like symptoms, stress on your kidneys, digestive issues, nutrient deficiency, decreased bone density, so a ketogenic diet should always be observed by a doctor.
And though there are still several types of diets, at the end of the day, there is no perfect one. Living well is all about moderation. Even the holy books are clear on this. To our guests in the studio, what is your take?
All right. It's still conversation, and you just saw what we all saw from here. That's the different facts. The list is endless. I've heard about the Hallelujah challenge.
Yes.
It's actually going on now, the Hallelujah challenge. And I don't know what it's all about, but I will not be part of it. There's military diets. There's a whole lot going on. You know, everybody is queuing in. Well, I kind of prefer the one that says noon regime. They didn't say diet. It's a regime.
Yeah.
And
I think a balanced diet is what is best, because some of them are high in protein, less carbohydrates. Some are, high in fat, and less carbs. But then when you look at it, I've been on a fruit fast for like a month, and I lost a lot of weight. I was like a size 10. But then there were some activities that I found difficult doing. For instance, if I jogged for too long, I would shake, because my nerves were not getting enough. So imagine just eating fruits for one whole month without carbs, without protein. So at some point, I began to add like lean meat, protein, so that my body mass index would be able to tolerate what I was coming in. Yes, I was losing fat, but I was also losing muscle mass, which is very important. So you want to have a diet that allows your muscles to be strong. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of issues. And then your diet also needs to be full of minerals, especially calcium, because calcium will do a lot for your nerves, your muscles, your bones, your entire being.
Your teeth, everything.
Yes, everything. So if it's saturated or dense in one area and the other area is suffering, then you're going to experience some other things. Yeah, aesthetically you look nice, but inside the areas that will be suffering.
Do you really look nice?
Yeah, well.
You do. Because there was a point I was working on my weight too, and it was working. I was watching what I was eating, but I was getting tired easily. And I couldn't carry on with my normal daily activities. So yes, you lose weight, but then you will not be your normal self.
Yeah, there are some things you may not be able to do. So the key is to be able to have a diet that is balanced. Otherwise, you have issues. Like recently I traveled to Benue State, and I just saw noodle stands all over the place. I was a bit shocked because I was...
Do they produce them there?
No, I don't.
Or they give to them free?
Oh well, who knows? I don't know. But I was looking forward to eating luam. That is pounded yam.
Luam?
Luam.
Luam is poundo?
Yes.
Oh really?
Yes.
Are you from Benue?
I'm from Benue.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay.
And bama tea. But you know, they have some very nice delicacies. Like they have this nuni soup. Is actually locust beans.
Nuni is like protein.
Yeah, it's full of
Okay.
protein. It's locust beans, just very natural. You know, some locust beans, some spices, no seasoning. You know, but then it's so rich. And I was told years ago that because of the nuni the tea people consumed, it made their skin shiny.
Okay.
Yes, because nune, when you look at it, it's actually shiny. Yeah, it's locust beans. Once you split it, you know the back looks really really shiny. So I believe this, and I want to believe that worked. But I realized when I looked around, I looked a bit bigger than most people I saw, which is not really the way a two person would look. And I began to make inquiry, like, why is everybody so slim? They said, it's the diet. Yes, you can't just see pounded yam all over the place the way it used to be. I mean, you see smoke and everything, and you just know that food is ready. You have your bush meat, you have everything. But then, now it's noodle stands. So, noodles and eggs.
Took over.
Sincerely, I couldn't believe it.
It's unfortunate because I like you said, I pretty believe that if we follow what our parents did, we always will excel.
Exactly.
You know, which for me was a lot of moderation, and they found time to eat early. If you're bothered about your weight, the best thing to do is, you know, a little of everything. There are things here on the table. If you take a little of all of it, you get about everything your body needs. But at the same time, you don't ingest so much.
Exactly.
And if you are up and about like we should be, like energetic activity, you also get to burn out most of those unused one in your system. So because weight is a question of what you put in, you know, versus what you get out. So a lot of us feel okay, we've come of age, and then at the end of the day, we have a lot of house help to send around, and then we bloat and all of that. You know, the person is cooking, you're asking for testing.
Yeah.
You know, they bring the testing. Is the rice done? Let me see the. They bring small in a saucer. You do a bit of testing. At the end of the day, you go back to eat it. You know, big time, and you're done. The maid is washing in the kitchen, and you're watching TV, and then your weight gain, you know, builds up. Our parents didn't grow up like that.
No, they're very active.
You know, I recall something. I saw Chinua Achebe's. I'm particularly fond of him. I read a lot of his books. If you see, if you're able to, you know, picture the stories, the literature, you notice that a lot of things that happened back then, when it comes to feeding, was usually before the sun goes down completely.
Exactly.
And the families ate together.
Exactly.
Now, people don't eat together.
Even when they're eating together, they're not really together. You see everybody on the dining table and they're punching their phones. Family time was very important in my family growing up. My dad would say everything out. This is family time. And first off, you say, my mom would insist, no talking while eating.
That would be hard for me. I like to talk. I was always being spanked because of it.
So everyone would be quiet, would eat, and then, you know, before you take your place to the kitchen, would have a little talk on the table about how your day was and all of that. That is, how was your day? What did you do today? You know, and all of that. And then would talk about some of our challenges and all that. And then it was nice. And then sometimes even the plans that he had, he would surprise us with something, you know, right there on the dining table. So it was fun. And everybody looked forward to family time. So there were different avenues for family time. Either at the dining table or after eating, everybody sits in the lounge room and we have family time. And then we watch a movie together.
Oh, really? After dinner?
Yes.
It's fun.
Oh, wow. Lots of comedies. Lots of comedies. My dad was so good at that. You know, he would stock up a whole pile of them. Remember, they had video clubs where you could borrow movies and all of that. So, yeah. So
Yes, it's true. How did I forget?
Oh my goodness! So he got the best movies ever, and then we sit as a family and watch them together, laugh together. So it was really cool. It was really cool. But that is not very popular these days. I literally make everyone, in my own family now, I've brought in some of those ethics, and they're good. You know, everybody
It works
has what
for you.
Yeah, it works because we need time where everybody can analyze something funny. It could be cartoon, it could be something else. Sometimes just a comedy channel.
Okay, for you, your children are pretty young, I know, about 1 and 4, right?
1 and 4.
Do you still sit together to eat with them? And boys, I know they are very restless.
Very, very. Most times during the weekends, we get to sit together, watch cartoon, and just talk.
And they probably do a bit of eating. How easy is it for you to feed the little children?
Well, my 1-year-old still takes cereal, and my 4-year-old likes colored rice.
Colored rice?
Jollof rice, colored rice.
Okay,
so
he
he
calls
calls
it
this
colored rice.
colored rice
Oh.
and sausage. So that is what he likes, or golden one.
Okay. At least when it's colored, he doesn't mind vegetables inside, like
No, just sausage.
Just sausage.
Just
So
sausage.
how do you get the child, to eat vegetables?
We sing. I just carry him. Like, when you eat, I'll give you my phone. You watch cartoon.
A whole lot
of negotiation, and we're like, okay, just 4 spoons. Okay, first 4 bites. Okay.
Okay, that's a good one. You bargained for somebody to eat healthy.
Bargain for him to eat.
It's interesting what mothers go through. Healthy eating is very important for me because a lot of things are happening around today. Even with the surge of COVID, your immune system is compromised. And when it's compromised, the first person it gets to, it's you, because your immunity is low. And even when it gets to you, if you have high immunity, you're able to come off it. A lot of people are crying, there is scarcity of money, there's scarcity of food, there's scarcity of a whole lot of things. So because of that, we get to compromise our kind of feeding. I'm going to take a bit of a break, and when we come back, I'll have another guest join us, Dr. Stella. She will be, talking to us about how to actually go about making very organic, healthy food with less of spices, like you mentioned, less of artificial things, even for children, So at the end of the day, we will, learn some more. But for now, let's take a break while Dr. Stella joins us. Still conversation, and I told you that someone who is a champion for organic eating will be joining us right after the break, and she's here, Dr. Stella. And I know for some reasons you didn't join us from the beginning because you wanted to find time to abuse us, and she just did that. She just did that. She walked in. She's condemning all my food.
I will be talking about healthy eating, and it's okay. This is
plantain
chips are good if you're baking it, but if you're frying it, you're loading it in a lot of oil, and you're taking the benefit out.
That's my kuli kuli.
Kuli kuli is good. Crunchy, nice. Kuli kuli is good because kuli kuli is granite cake.
Yes.
And you squeeze a lot of the oil out, which makes it healthy. This is packed in good stuff. Protein, vitamins, minerals. This is really good. So, this one, nice freshener, but not food. A lot of sugar.
Don't talk about this one.
So, we'll have to redo this show. And the next time we're going to do this show, what I want to see some bananas. Okay. I want to see some oranges. I want to see some agalomo, the native apples, the cherry apples. I want to see cherries. I want to see mangoes. I want to see vegetables of all colors. I want to see pineapples. I want to see watermelon. I want to see plums. I want to see ugu. I want to see bitter leaf. I want to see
Can the table
carrots.
contain all of that?
Yes, it can. I'm serious that we're doing the show. It will be so colorful and so beautiful.
Okay. Okay. I'm not going to take that off. We'll have to do it again so that I don't get caned by the organic promoter and expert. But we're just talking before you came in. And she mentioned that her son finds it difficult to eat vegetable. And I know that she's not alone in this. A lot of children, my own, as much as they are old, some of them still find it difficult to take vegetable as much as I would want them to do. You are in the game. How do I begin to, correct that?
Because we're very boring, the way we cook vegetables and the way we push vegetables. Now, my children, they didn't like carrots when I was raising them.
Carrots?
But they ate carrots every day. I blend carrots into a stew.
Wow.
I blend carrots into the moi moi. I blend carrots into the beans. They don't want to say it, but they ate it.
So they eat it.
Wow.
But they didn't know that's cheating.
It works.
Mine is to get you healthy. That's my job. And you can make it as a fruit. Like, green juice. We can make dance out of green juice. Get them involved in packaging the green juice. Actually teach them the benefits. Hey, do you want bright eyes? Tell me which child doesn't want beautiful skin. Tell them, make it fun. Tell them the beauty, the benefit of this thing, and involve them. They can blend it. Blend the juice, and you don't have to use sugar. You can use banana to sweeten it. You use pineapple to sweeten it. If it tastes good,
Even
who wouldn't want it?
Yeah,
Use dates to sweeten it. Tiger nuts, honey, sweeten it. If it looks good and tastes good, why on earth wouldn't they want to be a part of it?
Yeah.
I went to one school and someone gave a child Rabina or one of these packaged drinks.
Packages.
And actually it was a school where I wanted to come and talk to them about how do we make eating fun for children. And the first question is it healthy? Oh my God, that she just made my day. We should teach children to ask, is it healthy? All these bottled things we're giving them is loaded in sugar. Is it healthy? Packaged in all the chemicals that pack up their kidneys before you say jack. So we should teach children, is it healthy? What makes healthy? We should teach them to eat your fruit, don't juice it. Because sometimes when you juice it, you take out all the fibers and all the good stuff. All you're drinking is sugar. I remember my son, in America we have orange juice in this big gallon orange juice. I mean, it is cheap, it's easy. And when he comes, he fills up this big jar. Sometimes he carry the whole jar and go boom, 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 boom. And he's like a big guy. I said, do you have realized how many calories you've just consumed?
Exactly.
And he said, is there calorie in orange juice? I said, yes.
There is.
Loads and loads of calories.
But if you
It's
take it with the plum.
But when you take it with the pulp, then you're getting a lot of fiber.
Exactly.
Along with your orange. Yesterday, somebody visited me at the farm, and I asked, can I get my food? Can I have my food? I'm hungry. And then they brought my food. What was in the food? Garden egg, 2 pieces of garden egg, and 3 oranges. Or just, they remove the green part, slice it up. And you're like, is that the food?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I said, yes, that's the food.
But garden egg is a vegetable.
It's a vegetable, but it's also loaded in fiber.
It is.
You can't eat too much fiber. And it's also loaded in vitamins. It's also loaded in water.
Yeah.
So I took a bite. It's crunchy. It's delicious. And if you want to make it even richer, put some groundnuts on the side. And you have practically a full meal. Garden egg and groundnut is practically a balanced diet. You get everything you need out of it. Sometimes we think eating balanced diet is about spending a whole lot of money. When I raised my kids, I just finished youth service and boom, I'm pooping our children. And we were poor. But guess what I raised them on? Gari and granite. It's a balanced diet. Beans and pap.
No, wait, Gary and groundnuts.
Yes.
The one you drink.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a
I
nice
know some
snack.
people
And
that
it's a
like
nice
to drink
meal.
Gary and groundnuts.
If I go to America and I don't come with Gary and granite, my children might send me back.
Are you serious? Wow.
What is it? They had a copper they came to serve. He read animals, and he's an animal scientist. And I offered him groundnut. I said, no, he can't eat. His mother told him that groundnut causes malaria.
What?
And I said, what?
That's
I
strange.
said, yeah, enter University of Google. Tell me what are the
University
components
of
of
Google.
Google. I don't know.
Is that plasmodium?
I said, what is in groundnuts?
It's protein.
Protein, oil, fibers, all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the snack we should give our children.
Exactly.
It's affordable. It's everywhere. Instead of all these cookies and biscuits and things that are
Exactly.
loaded in
Processed
flours
foods.
and oil and all the processed stuff. Granite is affordable. Soya beans. Why don't we get soya bean toasted, fried, and it's so nice and crunchy? Try to get soya beans and granite. What about coconuts?
Mix them together.
What about coconuts? We have the one, you can even blend it. It can come at a nice
The
breakfast.
powder, you could add it
You know,
in curry and
in
anything.
everything. You know, soya beans, you can't go wrong. It's a complete protein meal. But how many of us are snacking on it? How many of us are incorporating it into our food?
I know the soya bean powder. Sometimes I add it in my coffee, and
nice.
even the
it's
the
so
cereal.
earthy, and it's so
it has this
delicious.
aroma that makes you want to eat, even when the food is not very delicious. It has a way of changing the taste of the food. Reminds me of those yeasts back in the day. I don't know how many people used it, you know. When I first spotted the eye problem at age 10, 11, they packed a lot of soya bean and yeast for me to eat, you know. So, but, you know, the problem now, I'm throwing it back to us. It's good to actually, you know that we need to do all of this, even though some of us didn't know until now. How do we begin to manage? Because a lot of times, we eat what is affordable. Is it really expensive to maintain a healthy eating? Let me start with you.
Well, I don't think it's expensive because it is the things that we really want to eat that are expensive. If you
seriously,
she talked about gari and granite now, it's not expensive.
How about the garden egg and the granite?
And the eggs are the cheapest. It's not expensive.
It doesn't have to be kale
you can
and
make
all
your
of that.
even kale don't need to be expensive if you can plant it in your flower pot.
Exactly.
And you can pick kale. Okay, the day before that, I think for some time I've just been running. I was like, you know what? Something is not right. And you see, when your body gets addicted to good stuff, when you don't give it that good stuff, it starts yelling at you. It yells at you. And my body was yelling at me, and I'm just like, okay, what have I been eating lately? I realized I'm not eating well. I said, okay, can I get my alfalfa? I grabbed it and I started eating it live like a goat. Then I had my kale. I grabbed some. They laid it all there and I was just eating it. I didn't wait for them to cut it up. And immediately, I started feeling better. Because my body has gotten the good stuff that it needed.
Exactly.
You see, when your body doesn't get the good stuff, it will keep seeking. And it will crave to be fed. Your cells are craving to be fed. When you don't feed your cells, they will keep craving. And you're going to keep eating things like this. You're going to keep eating that. And it's going to keep craving. And then you keep on packing the calorie. You have no satisfaction, you have no peace, you have no joy.
It's true.
And you just keep loading your body with toxin. But when you feed your body the right things, particularly the fruits and the vegetables, we need very little protein for cell rejuvenation and building. But our body, for it to work at cellular level, we need the micronutrients, we need the minerals, we need the vitamins. And the best place to get them is in our plant sources.
Some people will tell you to do supplement.
Well, supplement, is bottled. But the best supplement are the live supplements. One of the things we're doing in the farm is one of the reasons, because sometimes people are not able to pack up banana, pack up this and pack up that. But then we've made them in powdered form. So you can have your kale as a powder, you can have your ugu as a powder, you can have anything, even lemon. We have them in powdered form. So seek out without losing the nutrients. They are dehydrated and powdered. There is no substance or preservative added to it.
Actually, I was opportune to visit her farm, and I saw where she actually air dries them. You know, I was pleased, and I got some of those things. I'm enjoying them.
Nice. So the idea is that we should feed ourselves. A lot of us are feeding our tummy.
Not the cells.
Not the cells. So you need to ask yourself, what is a balanced diet? So every meal, today, things just got out of hand. My plan was to actually bring you the components of the things that should fill your plate. If you have a plate, your carbohydrate should be small on the cells. So give me that plate. So I can use this to demonstrate. So if you have your plate, when they put my rice or my carbohydrate, it's usually about this size. So let's use this kuli as my carbohydrate. No more than this.
Your rice,
no more than a
handful. Is it local rice?
Handful. whatever
Yes.
rice it is. Best rice is unpolished rice.
Okay.
You know, unbleached rice.
You have your
That still have your
riboflavin
fibers
and
and all riboflavin, your protein. Unpolished rice have some elements of protein in it. But we've been caught up that that's not good enough.
No, it's not
We've
true.
been caught up that everything shiny and white is better. No. Your unpolished rice has more nutrients. So if you have that, if you don't have that, eat what you have. But also understand that you have to find other sources to replenish what is missing from this one. So your carbohydrate should be this small.
That's enough.
Your vegetables should be this big.
Yes.
So can I have this? Let me have the other plate, please. Okay,
This
I
one?
can put it right here.
Okay.
So this is your carbohydrate, that's small. All of this is your vegetable, and you can have multiple different kinds of vegetable. And your protein should be about that small. Really. And please make space for your fruits. Your meal is not complete until maybe there's a slice of watermelon, or one banana, or half a banana, or an orange, or a pineapple. There must be, or an apple. Even if you don't put it in a plate, at least make space virtually for it. Start eat your fruit first.
Okay, I was going to
After your
ask that
fruits,
because some people used to tell us back in the days that you eat fruits after. Then after a while, I started hearing eat it before.
eat your fruit first.
Okay. Why do I need
The
to eat
best
it
stuff.
first?
One, that's where you have a lot of your micronutrient and mineral.
Exactly.
You want to take the best
So your
stuff first.
intestines begin to
Okay?
absorb it.
And
before
actually,
other things
once
come in.
your tummies begin to produce acids to get it going, and then eat your vegetable next. After that, eat your protein. Let your carbohydrate be the last. So by the time you finish all this, you're already free, and eat slowly. Eat with a small plate. You understand? So that, yes, you trick your body. And if you eat slowly, before you know it, you're full. You may not even eat as much carbohydrate as was loaded. So whenever I put my plate, everybody start laughing. But at the end of the day, I'm satisfied.
Exactly.
So you need to understand how to trick your body. And it's not going to, if you're used to eating the reverse, where this is your carbohydrate and that is your vegetable, and reverse it and gradually call for more. When you finish that and you're not feeling full, call for more.
Extra.
Actually, before they finish getting you the extra, you're already okay.
Yes.
Because
It
it
will
takes
sit.
time for the hormone that
Brain
gives you
to
that
register.
satiation to register that you're actually okay. The body doesn't need that much. And it's to start working on what you have already given it. Any other extra, packs it here,
Yeah.
packs it there.
You know? Okay, Lynette, I don't know. Somebody was talking with me. He said when we were discussing this topic, he said whatever people are saying, people cut their coats according to their pockets. When you're hungry, some tell me when you're at work, because you're staying, stretched past certain time, and really, I think a lot of companies and offices in Nigeria don't have lunchtime anymore. Unlike what it used to be, there was a specific time for lunch. People go to eat and come back. Now it's eating on the job. We're trying to beat time. Have you noticed that sometimes you're eating and working, you end up snacking? How do we begin to curb that?
It has to do with discipline, really. Because you need to tell yourself this is not good. Like she said earlier, there are certain things that if your body is used to the good stuff, once you deviate, it will crave. I've been, like I said, I was on a fruit fast for like a month, and it was just fruits. I added cucumbers and all of that, so vegetables, everything was going on fine, really. And then I went for a party and had jollof rice, fried chicken. I just think I should be saying this on there. But in the middle of the night, I farted in a manner that frightened me from sleep.
Are you
I'm
serious?
telling you, my body couldn't take it. I woke up from sleep, I was like, God, what's that? And that's why I realized it didn't need all that stuff. From the processed and preserved chicken and all of that, my body was just saying no. It was just saying no. So I inculcated a little bit of carbohydrates, a little bit of fiber, or more fiber, a little bit of protein, like I mentioned earlier. And I had to just, it stuck in my head that these things, your body doesn't like them. They could fill you up, but it has an adverse effect. Now, what I do is, if I need to snack, I have an apple. You can find an apple anywhere. So, if it's that bad, there has to be an apple. If one is not enough, another apple. If that is not enough, another apple. And I don't think I can just eat. Yes. So, if it's too bad, have your apples.
Hey, apples are not cheap, oh, my sister. So let me
If you can't do apples, then look at your egg.
Let me tell you one thing I did.
Yes.
Most of the apples we eat in this country are imported.
Yes, true.
And I am not about to feed the farmers in America or God knows South Africa or wherever they are getting the apple from.
Yeah.
So me, I embargoed apple in all the functions that we did. The other day, Ministry of Agriculture was holding conference and everybody was being served apple. I felt like crying. I felt like orange farmers should go on strike. Banana farmers should go on strike. Banana is good enough. Pineapple is good enough. Carrots, we have so many of it. You can munch on carrots. You can get your slice of watermelon, tie it in your nylon, and take it to work.
Yes.
So you can snack on all of these fruits that we have abundance of.
Yeah.
We have grapefruit. The cost of one apple will buy you 10 oranges. Cut up the orange, don't peel it. Just peel the orange and you can carry it when you get to work. I eat my orange like an apple. Once you've peeled the green part out, the other part has so much polyphenols that are really good for you. Eat it all up, fibers and all. Eat your pineapple once you've taken the skin off, and please don't throw the skin away. Even that my orange skin, they're all useful. You can use them in your marination. You can use it in boiling your zobo or your kunu or any of those things. So there's no waste.
Yes.
Yeah, you can use it in your cosmetics. So why are we throwing them away? So all of these things are useful.
Somebody
Then,
once mentioned there is no more waste.
there's no more waste. There shouldn't be any waste. There shouldn't be any waste. Gary and granite is still an amazing snack, an amazing meal, and it's pretty affordable.
You know this in your advertising.
This is Gary and
Gary
granite.
and snack.
Somebody has actually packaged it too. Somebody has actually packaged it.
Yes.
They put the sugar, they put the Gary and the granite, package it. It's 1 meal. You go there, 200 naira, you can get Gary, granite and sugar to serve you for the day.
I wish you weren't saying this thing because some people are actually telling me, you know, probably from wherever they are. I thought you said it's not good. See how the advert is going.
No, Gary is good. As a matter of fact, we're producing Gary at SD Farms. Huge. We harvested 5 hectares of cassava, and it is full. And one of the things we're doing with the cassava, we're actually grinding it so you can actually get it as a nice, beautiful flour. You know, though you don't have to deal with all those uncomfortable lumps and fibers and stuff. We just need to begin to package our own stuff to be good enough to be an international snack. We can't keep thinking conflicts that are all imported, and then we don't. When my mates were drinking conflicts and golden morning in school, then I'm Gary and Granot. My father is a washerman, I don't have money. But at the end of the day, I passed my exam, they passed the exam.
Exactly.
We all went to move further. So we should think what is affordable. You can eat
That is
affordably.
healthy.
That is healthy. Those things are really affordable and they're healthy. We're talking in the protein end. Crayfish still remains pretty affordable and pretty nutrient dense. You can make your vegetable saute with nice crayfish, and everybody in the family will eat well and be satisfied and enjoy what they have eaten. You know, so we can really eat well in this country without breaking the bank. And when we grow it in our backyard, it's even cheaper to do so. You know, we can put peppers in our flower pots, we can put tomatoes, you know, half tomato, cherry tomato. There's climate, it's beautiful. You wake up in the morning, I just pluck one. I don't even care to wash it. I pluck one and eat it.
I take time to look at nature actually. Yeah, I watch the clouds, how beautiful they are. I watch how colorful things are. And then I just appreciate nature.
Yeah, it's good.
Colorful. Your plate. So talking about color.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Talking about packaging, I think one of the greatest problems now is Nigerians, we don't really package well, so it is not even enticing to buy. Like you're talking about packaging Gary and granite, the way they will package it at times, you will not even feel like buying.
That's business for you. If you see a problem, they didn't package it well, then start a nice Gary and granite packaging company. and let's give the other countries a run for their money.
Exactly.
But actually, what we are doing, you see, the thing is, A lot of the things that are right, some of us that are really doing amazing work with packaging, by the time you put one label on it, you have to go to NAFDAC, you have to go through all the process that practically stops you on your track. Right now we have 24 packaged products, vegetables, fruits, and other things. Only 6 or 7 of them we've managed to get NAFDAC number for. The other ones who've done this journey, that one took us 3 years. This one now, 1 year down the line, despite all our experience, is still in the works. So there are systemic issues that actually prevents people from getting that done. I have young kids working in my office. It's Friday's granite. Put a label on it. So you take it to the next level. We need to move forward. Put it in smaller packs so it is the way it is sealed. You know, you have peanuts. Seal it. You can package it and seal it. Then the authenticity is guaranteed. The hygiene is guaranteed. You know, so that's really what NAFDAC is pushing for. But sometimes the protocols makes it difficult for startups to be able to really move forward.
I don't want to go into packaging. That's the topic for another day. I was still talking about
but back to healthy eating.
Healthy
so we're
eating
looking
is
at
important.
snacks.
You know, yes, and you mentioned that it's not too expensive to do. I really, really want to believe that because I had an argument with some people last week. Went to markets. We got cabbage, 200 naira, lettuce, 100 naira, carrots, 200 naira. Carrots is a bit expensive now. A few other things, but at the end of the day, we spent about 1,000 naira getting these things.
Lovely bowl of salad.
I'm coming. You know, we made this salad using just 1/8 of everything we bought. So with that salad cost, we still had leftover. That salad, the plate of salad actually costs about 300 naira. We finished. I gave it to one of them. She posted it online on her page. And it was like, wow, you're enjoying your life. Oh, this is nice. Oh, blah, blah. Big man is good though. She allowed all the comments. After that, she now gave breakdown of what was on the plate. 300 naira. You know, so sometimes we look at these things and we put a price in our head. It's not often that expensive to eat right. It's not often. It's a question of daring to. You know, when you get out there, and sometimes again you think it's not feeling. I eat maybe a bowl of salad in the morning with probably 1 sausage or 1 egg, and I'm done for the rest of the day. All I'll be doing is just be topping water. It's important for us to understand that a lot of times we are scared of taking that dive because we think, okay, it's too expensive. The money I used to make salad, I can use to buy 10 cups of gari, 10 cups of beans and all that. It's not always like that. It's actually good to vary these things, but it can come down as little as she told us to make sure that we eat a lot of vegetables and all of that. It's not expensive.
For those that are too scared of salad, you can come back to Nigeria and buy ugu, 50 naira, water leaf, 50 naira, okra, 50 naira. And by the time you put any protein in it of 200 naira, food is ready.
Panla.
True. You can get panla of 300 naira. And you can make an amazing meal.
And it has a way of giving you very nice taste like that.
You can serve at least 4 people. So what are we talking about?
So you can actually feed balanced diets with a very, low income. What pains me is that a lot of times I find out parents are too lazy to cook, especially in the morning. Your child is going to school, you give that child 500 naira. Give that child a bowl of plates. Go to Yabasira and buy rice with rishi inside. And that person goes to school. And then there is an outbreak somewhere, that child falls sick. Who is to be blamed? Because number one, Iyabasira is busy trying to make money. Iyabasira is in a hurry to make that money. So she's not bothered. Have you gone to where the mama put people buy their tomatoes?
They go for what they call
condemned ones.
They condemn budget.
Okay, they call it budget.
Yes, the ones that are not.
Budget means spoiled.
Spoiled. Oh, okay.
So they just go
and they just pick.
There are a lot of dead grasses, insects inside, and because it's all spoiled, you really can't wash it. They pack all of it and pour in the engine and grind it. So they come back, they cook it for you. So, and you go there, you sit down and eat. Have you also tried to watch where they wash their plates?
Oh, mercy. They use one big basin to wash all the plates
and another
throughout the
big
day,
one
and a big one to rinse.
to rinse.
And then with that wet plate, I spoke to my husband. I told him, sweet, you travel too much. That's got to reduce. Number two, you're eating these people's food, and that's why you're ending up with so much typhoid. Nobody in the house has as much typhoid as you do, because when you travel, you patronize their food. Have you looked at where they wash their plates? So he said, okay, he'll make conscious effort when he has to travel to clean it with the serviette, or insist that they clean it with the serviette before serving it. I said, okay, well, that could work. But then, what are the contents of the food? I said, you really didn't want to know. So that's got to change. So we need to make conscious choices that help us, whether work, whether anything. We must put the fact that our health is at risk.
All right, let's quickly take some questions before my director starts getting to my neck. Says, good morning, Maz. My question is that why did granite cause rashes on the body?
Some people may have allergy. It's not everybody that get rashes with granules. But if you have allergy, if you're getting allergy with granules, you have to stop eating granules.
Okay.
Then you can try soybeans.
Soybeans.
Yes.
Okay. Instead of granules, you do soybeans.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Kola Wale. I'm texting from Ondo State. Good morning. I really enjoy your program. I want to ask, what kind of food do we need to eat that can make our body system be okay?
All the things are like fruits, vegetables, lots more fruits, vegetables, a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbohydrates.
Okay. Dr. Stella Iwago, I'm happy you are there today to discuss about Gary and Granite theory.
It's a theory now.
I said some people say that Gary used to kill the eyes. Chioma from she said her name is Chioma Stella from Kano. I have heard that thing. They say Gary causes eye problem.
Yes, because it needs the cassava needs to be soaked properly, fermented, and then.
So it's the process that causes problem,
yes.
not the finished product.
No.
The process.
So if the process is right.
Well, the question was directed to Stella.
If the process is right,
yep.
Your Gary and Granite is okay.
Yeah.
If Gary and Granite is so terrible, everybody in Nigeria will be blind.
I know, right? I know.
That was a lifesaver in secondary school.
And of course, you don't have your vitamin A there. So if you're having a diet of just Gary and Granite, you're missing out your vitamin A. So you want to throw in some color. You want to eat some carrots, you want to eat some tomato, you want to eat some oranges and things that have some color, so you can actually have your vitamin A, and then you won't go blind.
Okay, that's good. Good morning, great mothers in the house. Your topics every week is always nice. Keep it up. The woman with the low cuts, there's a abbreviation here. Anyway, he said has encouraged me. My name is Musu from Benue State. Okay, we love you. Have a nice day. Thank you very much that you're encouraging her with your talk. And don't just listen and go away. We also need you to do a bit more of a practice of what she's been saying. Said, we enjoy your program discussion. Very educative, entertaining, enlightening. Please keep it up. God bless you, Elder Mayukun from Akure. Thank you very much, Elder. Let's take quickly maybe one more word. The rest I can answer at the end of the day. On the parting notes, what do you want to say to the public to ensure that they eat right?
I'll just say it's not about how much you want to spend, it's about what you're getting. So try as much as possible to eat right. Thank you.
All right.
I would like to say, as much as you want to eat right, it takes discipline to be able to do that. So you must keep that at the back of your mind.
Dr. Stella?
Color.
Color.
Let your plate be colorful.
Just as you're colorful.
I love your costume. I say, nature is colorful. When you look at it, lots of green, lots of orange, lots of purple. Just let your plate be colorful, and your life will be colorful.
Wow.
See how much color we have in the It's so beautiful.
That's nice. And I'll just simply say that don't be scared. It's not too expensive, to really eat the right thing. A lot of times we think going to the big places to eat all those fancy food, pizza, ice cream, all of that, that's what actually gives you life. No. The most important thing is you find out that you have to go back to nature to be able to survive, especially this period. COVID-19 is still waging its war, and we must be victorious. We must be, right on top of our game, especially when it comes to feeding, because when you don't, your immunity gets compromised, and you'll be the first customer to become a host to the virus. My name is Elizabeth, and please stay with us again next week when we'll bring you another exciting topic. Hopefully, we'll have better table. Yes.
Thank you.
All these messages.
We want to talk about rights, there are obligations. I'm not saying that this government is a saint, it's very far from it. But there are things that we can do to make it better, and that's the challenge I'm throwing to you. You don't want to build this nation? I don't know where else you want to go. If I had a choice, I'll come back. When I stand outside and I hear what you have to say about this country that I know that I can die for as one, then I'm really sad because you're young. You have education. You have tools. You have a huge future ahead of you. And you're condemning yourself before you started on that journey. So please don't do that. Please don't.
Nigeria is blessed with arable land and lush vegetation. Every season, the agricultural sector harvests various food crops and cash crops. Alongside these, we are blessed with medicinal plants, which are essential in tackling our health issues. The list of these plants are endless, with huge potentials.
They are readily around us. They are available. These are things that we should be able to plant within our surroundings for immediate use, which is healthier.
We have huge potentials in Nigeria with respect to herbal medicine. Huge, I can tell you.
An inventory on what is available in the various geopolitical zones is amazing.
We have over 8,000 species of medicinal plants in Nigeria, and yet we have not tapped up to 25%. So that means for those of us who believe and often talk to medicinal plants, they come and they go. They are not happy. Why? Because of underutilization. The Northwest, we identified Moringa. Moringa oleifera, commonly known as everybody, I'm sure 80% of Nigerians, we know that Moringa oleifera zogale is a vegetable that is eaten in the northern part of this country. It's used in making soup, it's used in making salad. Then for the Northeast, we discovered that the plant called Hibiscus subderifa. You know what is, I'm sure everybody knows zobo. Zobo is very common in Northeast. They use it in making soups, they use it in making drinks, and there are two, there is white variety, there is red variety. The red variety is the one you take zobo, you get the flour, the zobo. Then the white variety, they use it in making a kind of soup. Then for North Central, we looked at, if you see how it is massively grown, ginger, particularly in Kaduna. Ginger is a plant that has many medicinal value all over the world, well documented. Friendly, home friendly, mothers, everybody can have it. In your gardens, you can have it. This is something readily available. We go to the southern region, southwest. We give them a plant which they don't even know and appreciate. Ephiri, Basil gratusinum, or Basil ocimum. That is what they call Ephiri in Yoruba. They call it Nchau in Igbo. In Hausa, we call it Odoya. For the south, we gave them what we called Vennonia amagladina. Bitter leaf. Every home has bitter leaf. But we are looking at beyond, for goodness sake, I've always said it when I'm being activated. You take bitter leaf as soup. Have you ever thought of what else can you use bitter leaf for? This is what we want to do, value addition. So we gave the south bitter leaf. Then the southeast, Ugu, Telferia occidentalis. There is no home. I don't think of any home that doesn't know Ugu. But we want to look at beyond knowing it at soup. Our grandparents made it, our mothers made it to soup. You as educated, what have you done to Ugu? Excellent in the management of anemia, excellent in giving sickle cell patients, excellent in pregnant and lactating mothers, for goodness sake. So why don't we put it in a form to make it better?
Globally, there is a reawakening of the potentials of herbal preparations in the healthcare system and even as a source of income and foreign exchange earnings. Indeed, countries like India and China are big players as they have, through research, manufactured herbal products for export, which are being used worldwide to complement orthodox medicine. Why then is Nigeria lagging behind?
Our best bet is to encourage ourselves for this product of ours. This is how India, this is how China all developed. You don't find a doctor from China or from India talking openly to say that their herbal products, these are not working. So we should learn to be patriotic so that whatever comes out of our country here, subject it to the highest level of ethical, clinical, whatever, before you condemn it. For instance, we are using all the procedures that are required up to WHO. Toxicity, stability, we are doing it. And these are the requirements legalistically that all herbal products must subject themselves to. This we have done. And we have passed a NAFDAC test for those ones that they have approved. So where are the issues? The fear, for us to end it, the fear about herbal medicine has to do with dosing, standardization.
Aside from the health benefits Nigerians can derive from the cultivation and the processing of medicinal plants, there are also many economic benefits.
1, health benefits. 2, of course, nutritional benefits. 3, economic benefits. And cultivation is easy, readily available. All we need to do is to now tell the farmers to grow more. And you know what it means. If you tell farmers to grow more, that means revenue, wealth, and economic and health benefits.
What are the efforts being made so far to improve upon what we have and conform to the best practices in manufacturing pharmaceutical products for the benefit of mankind?
The Minister of Health is working very hard. The last Herbal Day, the minister made a pronouncement that plans are on to integrate herbal medicine. The preparatory ground has been done by a herbal medicine policy, which has been developed at the level of Federal Minister of Health.
Adding value to what we have, thereby making farmers smile home with more cultivation.
As it is now, NAFDAC can only guarantee safety, but not efficacy. There's a borderline between safety and efficacy. Safety of medicine suggests that NAFDAC, once a herbal product has the seal of authority of NAFDAC, it is listed by NAFDAC, it suggests that you can use it. It is safe for you. It will not harm you. But we cannot guarantee the efficacy. In other words, doing exactly what, in terms of its curative potency.
It is therefore essential for us to look inwards and improve upon what we have so that we can tap from our immense God-given resources.
Self-development is a lifelong project that prepares you for future opportunities. You can become a professional in your craft if you keep learning, as there are always new trends and skills out there in every field, including the cake world. Even the advanced cake makers keep evolving themselves to keep up with global new trends. This is Baker's World on NTA. I am Funke Oyele. Glad to know you're watching.
When couples start thinking about their wedding plans, one thing comes to mind first is the wedding cake. Today on the show, we'll be exploring how to make an elegant wedding cake. This episode features Chidima Obuji Ogunlade, a professional cake maker. Watch how she'll create a fountain stone effect on a wedding cake. You may wish to know why people can't do without wedding cakes at marriage occasions. That's our focus on Baker's Juice today. This package promises to be a delightful learning experience. Don't go anywhere.
While wedding trends change from time to time, one thing that has remained a constant is a wedding cake. Most couples cannot imagine their wedding without a wedding cake. On our Let's Bake segment today, our baker Chidima and our assistant will take us on how to make a rich fruit cake from scratch to finish. I'm sure she's ready to display her creative skills. See you after the segment.
We're about to start making the rich fruit cake, but before we do that, we need to adhere to hygiene protocol, so we'll have to wash our hands. Now we'll start by creaming the margarine. And then we now add the sugar, brown sugar, and cream it. It's light and fluffy. While I scrape this, we'll put all dry ingredients together. Flour is 500 grams. Then allspice. Now we have all our dry ingredients here. We'll put on the mixer so that it finishes the creaming process. Both the margarine and sugar has really creamed well. So now it's time to start adding the egg little by little. We add more eggs. We'll add the brownie, we'll add the dark treacle, and then the remaining eggs and allow to combine. We're good to go. We have our margarine, molasses, egg, and brown sugar well combined there. You can see our batter is coming out creamy and nice, very fluffy. Now we are going to add a teaspoon of nutmeg, grinded nutmeg. This is ground almond, so we're going to add it. We're also going to add our crushed nuts. These are cashew nuts crushed. We're going to measure the mixed fruit. These mixed fruits have already been soaked with lemon zest and brandy. So that's why they're looking succulent and nice. Our batter is ready. You can see it well combined, everything looking yummy. So we'll pour it into the pans and then we'll take to bake. Have our cake bake level. You do this.
It's time to have a chat with our guest baker. See you after this time out.
Failure should not be your bus stop. Failure should be your way forward.
Our guest today is a meticulous and certified food handler. Chidima Ogboji Ogunlade was born in Kano on November 23rd into a family of 5 and hails from Ebonyi State. In December 2000, Chidima graduated from the University of Maiduguri, where she obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Management, Banking and Finance. This ever-learning baker also bagged a Master's in Business Administration, Banking and Finance from Nasarawa State University in 2015. As the first child, Chidima got her baking skills while growing up from her mother, who used to make homemade breads and snacks for the family. To upscale her skills, she had some formal training at Miller Cakes and Drapos in Abuja and Port Harcourt respectively. Chidima Ogboji Ogunlade completed courses in basic baking and decoration, sugar flowers, advanced class in perfect finishing and more. In 2019, she became a certified food handler from the London Professional Training Centre. She is married to Akin Ogunlade with 3 lovely children. She is the creative director, CA Cakes and More, a brand she launched in 2015. CA Cakes and More has produced baked confectionaries for weddings and milestone celebrations. Join us as we chat with an amiable, smart, and open-minded baker, Chidima Ogboji Ogunlade.
You're welcome back. You're still watching Baker's World on NTA. Today I have with me the creative director of CA Cakes and More, Mrs. Chidima Ogunlade.
Thank you very much.
A lot of people growing up didn't always, think they were going to become a professional baker. Now for you, how did your journey, how did it all start?
I started before I got married, but not as a business, just a pastime. But 7 years ago, I decided to make it a career, and then I started training. I decided I wanted to be the best at what I did, and then to know the little tricks about it that will make me stand out. And so I started my journey of training to get better.
You've been in this business for a while now. What would you say is your business philosophy? That thing that's kept you going in this business, that has made you the successful businesswoman that you are today?
I try to see what is of value to them. Like take for example, if you come to me, I want a cake, and being a newscaster, I would like to do something that looks like you're passionate about, that will make you go wow when you see the cake.
Now, we know the way we are in Nigeria, we love parties. Wedding is a very huge thing in Nigeria. You could put 10 brides, 10 couples, and they will have different things they want on their cake. Some will even want it all, the flower, the pearls, the roses, everything on the wedding cake. How do you go about, making a cake that will satisfy each client week in, week out?
Pay attention to details. You get to hear all kinds of colors. Okay, take for example, last month I had a peach rain. Somebody wanted peach, but let it be light. The next person said I wanted peach, but shade it off. And then you are trying to play with the same color but present it in different forms. So you just have to keep finding a way to balance it out. And then when you come to colors, you hear all sorts. It was with colors I heard somebody tell you, can you give me cockroach brown? Another person will tell you, give me onions purple. I like them booking ahead of time so that you start working out the little details early and storing them, keeping them down so that once the time comes, you find that you're just assembling. So you could afford to take so many cakes at a time.
The stone effect you're going to be making for today's wedding cake, what is it like? Would you say that's a new trend? What will it look like?
I don't know if you've listened to this or watched this cartoon, Shimmer and Shine. Okay, the stone effect brings out shimmers and it brings out shine. So if you come close with the work we're going to do today, by the time you focus closely on it, you find the shimmering look. It has this glittery thing.
I'll make it dazzle.
Yes, it has a shimmer and shine kind of effect. That's the point for me, because otherwise it's like, where's beauty in this? And then the stones, you find beauty in the stone. We all have marble floors and everything, but we're just trying to create something like that, but on a cake. So that's why the shimmer and shine. That's why I said, to be in the cake industry, you have to be very creative. So it's just making use of what you have to create something beautiful that will wow your client.
Okay, speaking of client, client have different temperament. I know there will always be that client that tells you, I'm not satisfied with what you make, but this is not what I asked. This is not the color that I asked for. It's too brown, or it's too this way, or it's too that way. How do you normally resolve conflict with this client?
Okay, there was one I made, and she said, you made me fufu. I kept wondering, how can I present a cake and you tell me I made you fufu? I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I will not want to ruin your special day. And you trusted me with presenting you with a cake and you say it's fufu. I'll make it up to you. I had to make a plain cake and give to her. And she was so happy. Oh, I didn't expect you to do this and all that, but I felt better, and that brought her back again.
Does it always work for you? Like, because you have to think about your bottom line. Making another cake just to resolve conflicts with a client, or asking them that you're refunding them. Does that work for you?
I do that for some clients, which I know, yes, this could be genuine, or this, I just don't know, I want to keep you. Those were part of my teaching, things I did in my teaching process. As in, I was still trying to get customers. So when they do that, but I've come to the point now, you're not satisfied. Oh, I'm so sorry. You want a refund? I'd rather let it go than to tarnish the relationship.
A refund?
Yes.
What would be your advice for that young person out there, or for someone who is thinking, this is what I love to do. I want to get into the baking career. Where should they start from? What should they get to establish themselves?
The first thing I do when I'm interviewing them is like, tell me about yourself. Tell me in this business if you're not passionate about it. It should be something that flows from you naturally. So that side talk you push you down. Instead, it drives you.
Thank you very much. It's really been a pleasure having this conversation with you.
You're welcome.
That was our conversation with the CEO of CA Cakes and More. We have Baker's Gist on the lineup for you, after which we'll be going to the decoration. See you after this time out.
For a lot of people planning a reception-based occasion, such as weddings, birthdays, christening, and others, having a cake at their event has become a high focal point for not just the host, but also the guests gracing the occasion. We asked a respondent on the street why having a cake has become very significant at events, especially a wedding.
In an occasion like wedding, cake is the final, that is the grand finale of the wedding. After the entire thing, you have to cut cake to show that this is a union, you understand? And a cake designer will say we cut the cake in the name of Jesus or love or grace, you understand? That shows the uniqueness of that particular wedding.
Most of these occasions are not complete without a wedding cake or without a cake. I think it adds color to the event and In most cases, it is the high point of the event.
Okay, I'm actually a very loud person, so I would want my cake to be very huge. Like maybe, let's say like 10 steps high. So I like big cakes, so I like my cake to be big, and so that it can go around. I want my guests at my wedding to be able to eat enough cakes.
We are in a modern world. If not, I do believe that back in the days, all this was not there. But for the fulfillment of a couple, like they want to see this, they want to see that, cake became significant.
Can you imagine not having a cake at your wedding reception?
I don't think that would have been possible in the first place, because the cake is part, just like you saying, how about not having your wedding gown or your wedding suit on your wedding day?
That would have been very bad. Cake will now complete the wedding, because that shows that that wedding is for togetherness and is unique. So I think without the cake in my wedding, I wouldn't take that.
Is that even a wedding? No, I won't feel good at all.
Without a cake, it will be more good. I'm a Muslim. Yes, my reception ground, Alpha will be there to give us lecture on the way forward.
Having a cake at any event will continually be a lasting trend, as it adds glamour, pleasure, and is considered one of the best parts for any celebration.
You can see our fresh fruit cakes are out, our rich fruit cakes are out, well made, nice and level. Now we are trimming our cake. You can see our cakes are well leveled out now. We need to stack them on top of each other, and we will use buttercream. Now we are going to make our crumb coat. Remember I said cake makers are builders. And we're going to make use of the crumbs as our sand. Now we go. I need to smoothen out the sides, so I use a buttercream smoothener. Here we have our ready-made fondant, so we're going to knead it till it's malleable. So we'll be covering the cake that is crumb coated. This helps us lift it nicely, and then you place it over your cake. can see it's well rounded and well smoothened. So we'll place this aside and then we'll now cover the other ones and then we assemble the whole thing together. Ahead of time, since we're working with peach and grey fondant, I have prepared some of them and dried them, which is what we're going to use to create the granite effect. We're going to combine them. I'll add the dry one. You can see it's coming out fine. The presence of the dried fondant is helping to give it the roughness we need. Now to give it the really roughness which we want, the stone roughness, you take your foil paper, crumble it, and apply it on it. I'm now tearing it. We'll now begin to attach our stone effect to the cake. Now we've covered everything, we'll leave it to rest, then we'll work on another one. We're going to begin to assemble the cake. So we'll put the first tier, which is the base. Make sure it's centralized on your board. Then we're going to use royal icing on it and smash, get some roughness on the body. We're going to start placing flowers to beautify the base. So now we'll place the next tier on top of this. Now we're going to make use of dredges to still add some beauty to the lower base. This mold to get out these roses, which we'll be adding for a little bit of detailing to our work. So we'll start. You can see how we put everything together, all standing tall and elegant. Now we're going to try and put in the flowers as a topper to finish up the work which we started. Our fruit cake has been decorated, and we have a second tier, all with our stone fondant effect, all standing nice, and then we have the snowflakes effect here, and everything is looking beautiful.
Wow, 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 wow. This cake is really beautiful. Well done. You know what I like about this cake? I've never seen so much roughness from the base to the middle and still be very artistic, still come out very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's rough all around and it's still beautiful at the same time. But you know one thing we do on this show, and no matter how beautiful a cake looks, no matter how tall it looks, we must always make sure that we have a taste. This cake is very delicious. It's got a lot of crunchiness to it, probably due to all the nuts that were added to it, and still at the same time you could still feel a lot of tenderness in it too. For the about to wed couples out there, if you're looking for
nice wedding cake trends that you want to choose for your wedding day, I think you can always go for something like this. Very artistic, very detailed, yet still so simple and elegant. This will suit anyone's day very well. And that's where we draw the curtain for today. For your comments, feedbacks, likes, you can reach us on all our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's Baker's World on NTA. So we'll come your way next week with a more exciting and interesting episode. I am Funke Uyele. See you next week.
We want to talk about rights, there are obligations. I'm not saying that this government is a saint, it's very far from it. But there are things that we can do to make it better, and that's the challenge I'm throwing to you. You don't want to build this nation? I don't know where else you want to go. If I had a choice, I'll come back. When I stand outside and I hear what you have to say about this country that I know that I can die for as one, then I'm really sad because you're young. You have education. You have tools. You have a huge future ahead of you. And you're condemning yourself before you started on that journey. So please don't do that. Please don't.
This vaccine is safe and it has been certified safe and usable by NAFTA.
There's a start and
Hello and welcome. This is the news update on NTA International. I am Lydia Odije Ochi. 32 more students of Bethel Baptist Secondary School, Kaduna, have regained freedom from bandits' captivity. Chairman, Kaduna State Chapter of Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Joseph John Hayab, who confirmed the release, says the students have been reunited with their families. The Reverend also confirmed that the remaining 31 that are still in captivity will soon be released, expected very soon. The Kaduna State Police Command also confirmed the release of 32 students. The National Agricultural Land Development Authority under the presidency is set to establish integrated farm estate in Kogi State, north-central Nigeria. The initiative is expected to improve livestock breeding with a view to addressing clashes between farmers and cattle breeders in the state and environs. The farm estate will be located on a 700 hectares land in Ajaokuta local government area of the state. Kogi State government is providing the land that will engage about 3,000 youths in livestock production and other value chain. The farm would focus mainly on livestock such as cattle, goats, sheep, and poultry as well as pasture production. The African Union Commission has appointed former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo High Representative for the Horn of Africa region. The Horn of Africa consists of countries of Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Somalia, as well as the unrecognized country of Somaliland. The decision of appointing Olusegun Obasanjo, according to a statement signed by the AU Commission, is part of the African Union's drive to promote peace, security, stability, and political dialogue all over the Horn of Africa region. The statement specifies that the High Representative will intensify engagements with all relevant political actors and stakeholders in the African region towards entrenching durable peace and stability within the Horn of Africa. Musa Faki, the chairperson of the Commission, hopes that former Nigerian leader brings with him very rich political experience and impeccable credentials of keen commitment to the lofty ideals of Pan-Africanism and regional integration and cooperation, as well as a deep knowledge of the current situation in the Horn of Africa. Ghana receives a sum of $1 billion from the International Monetary Fund to boost its post-COVID-19 economic recovery. The country's Ministry of Finance in a statement says the package received is part of the fund $650 billion approved to support the post-COVID economic recovery in IMF member states. It says that the government would follow all statutory requirements in spending the IMF support funding. He adds that the new allocation will meet the additional financing needs of the country caused by the impact of the pandemic on public financing. And that's the news update at this hour. We thank you for watching. I'm Lydia Odidiochi. Bye for now.
This is the network service of the NTA.
So my name is Akinwele Oluwatoyin Deborah. I finished 2018, served 2019. When I finished service, I was like, okay, I need like a stable income, like I'm getting like a monthly salary and everything. I submitted my CV in some different organizations, but some people they'll call, they'll be like, you're looking for school certs, you're overqualified. I was like, I will do the job, even, but they're like, no, I won't be able to collect 25,000, will I? But then I was still sending my CVs to some places, hoping for them to call me for a job or anything. But I didn't just wait around for the job. I had to just do something else so that I don't just stay at home doing nothing.
Oluwatoyin Akinwele is one of millions of young Nigerian graduates currently running their own small businesses due to unavailability of jobs in the Nigerian labor market.
Before my admission into the university, I enrolled with Green Grow, where I learned for 3 months. And during the time when I came back from the university, I went to serve with Praise Land, where I normally help us in some little events covered. And I also learned how to bake there again. I spent about 6 months with her. And then I was doing my own thing too at home then after I got a show.
Ibilola Akonji is a graduate of the University of Ibadan after an unsuccessful intensive job search. Just like Toyin, she learned a skill. She is currently the founder and head makeup artist of IBT Faces Lagos.
It's been full of ups and downs. I can remember when I started, it wasn't easy because you wanted to really get there. So I kept pushing. I kept going for trainings. I kept going for upgrades with several top makeup artists, the likes of Sopro, likes of Sleek Beauty Shop. So it wasn't easy at all, but we thank God that we're doing fine now.
And there are many more in Nigeria today, like Toyin and Ibilola.
My name is Ubukaje Trozakaria. I developed the app Uda Salon. Uda Salon is an application that gives users easy access to the nearest salon services. When I finished my school, I'm from a family of 4. So my parents